Hey, it's Cleedra. I hope you have had a wonderful, wonderful holiday and that you are positioning yourself and preparing for a wonderful, wonderful end to 2017 as we, with God's grace and His blessings, enter into 2018. So, with that being said, I wanted to let you know that from today, December 28th, in case you're watching this on a replay, through the last day of 2017, I am giving my book, Rewrite Your Story, as a free download on Amazon. So all you got to do is go over to Amazon and enter Cleedra, even if you can't remember Rewrite Your Story. And I am giving this book from today, December 28th to December 31st, as a free download. It is in honor of my amazing father, who always told me to go for it, always had my back, and for 44 years, 7 months, and 2 days, always answered the call when I called him. So I'm giving that away to you, and it's my prayer and my hope that as you end 2017, that you realize that regardless of what has happened, regardless of what you have gone through, that you can rewrite your story with God's help. So again, on Amazon.com from today, December 28th to December 31st, you can download this book for absolutely free of charge, all right, in honor of my father. And please share this with everyone. So what I wanted to talk to you about, in addition to that free gift, is goal setting. You know, hey, Lee, hello, Crystal. We are at that time of the year where there's so much excitement and people are making all of these declarations and people are, getting geared up and saying all the things they're going to do for 2018. And, while I love the energy of a new year, as a life coach, it is in some ways disheartening to see the excitement because people mistakenly believe that excitement is enough. And excitement is never enough. Excitement alone is equivalent in my mind to sugar for your mind. And just like sugar for our body, the high lasts for a little while, but it's always followed by a crash. So my prayer for you is that you guys are saying thank you for the book. You're welcome. You're welcome. And again, share this and let people know. If you know people who need to rewrite your story, I'm giving this free for the next 4 days in honor of my father from the 28th to the 31st. So those of you who just joined, so that's what they're saying thank you about. Just go over to Amazon.com. And so excitement alone is never enough. And I really want to get this point across that without being equipped with the skills that you need and the tools, then excitement is only going to temporarily inspire and motivate you. And it's only going to lead to frustration and disappointment. So today I want to talk about some of the myths behind some of the contemporary beliefs about goal setting, or I should say not contemporary, conventional beliefs around goal setting, especially this idea of SMART goal setting. And I taught this several years ago. The R in SMART is not so smart in terms of setting realistic goals. And it turns out the science now backs up what I've been saying for several years. And the reason realistic goals that you can easily achieve, goals that, conventional wisdom would say, set a goal that's not so big so you don't get overwhelmed, so that you can easily hit it and it'll build your confidence. Well, now the data shows us that a goal that is within your comfort zone is a goal that will not emotionally engage you. In other words, because it's so easy or because it's not something that challenges you, then chances are you're not going to do the work and take the consistent action to get it done. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, there's what's called the delusional goal. And the delusional goal, there's a lot about 10x, especially in the coaching space. You'll hear people say, what is your dream income for next year? And now add a zero. Don't you want to 10x it? And while that's exciting, again, you got to be careful about the sugar. That's exciting. It can be somewhat delusional if you don't have a business strategy, if you don't have the skill set, if you're not following a model where you can actually generate that amount of income, then it becomes a delusional goal. So a lot of people are trapped between those two zones. They're setting really realistic goals, where they can easily achieve it, which is the comfort zone, or they're setting delusional goals. So you want to be somewhat in the middle, where it's a goal that puts you in the discomfort zone, where you don't have all of the resources. And those of you who are believers who are watching me, God never calls us to something where we already have all of the resources, because then where would our dependence and reliance be? It would be on us if we had everything we needed. So that tension of being called to a space where you're wondering, how am I going to do this? How am I going to, get all of this and pull all this together? That's the sweet spot. You want to be in that spot where it is placing a demand on you to be innovative, a demand on you to be creative, a demand on your time, a demand on your skill set. That's the spot you want to be in, not in that delusional zone. And like I said, I'm excited because for those of you who are analytical like I am, there's science now to support that you have to be in the discomfort zone for what it does to your mind and what it does to you emotionally in order to engage you into something that compels you and pulls you forward, as opposed to something that you could just take or leave. If you have a goal that you could just take it or leave it, then that's not a great goal. It has to be compelling, and it has to be a must. In other words, you must get this done. Another reason I wanted to share, another reason I wanted to share this book today is because in February of 2014, I posted on my Facebook page today the last picture that I took with my father. He was holding this book. And I'm sharing this because I want to get this across to you that walking in your purpose is a must, and that you cannot afford to talk about it another year. If it's a business you want to start, if it's getting in shape, you want to get in shape, if you want to write a book, whatever it is that God is pulling on your heart to say, you need to get it done. If he's whispering that, I want to really share this story with you. So I was invited to a speaking engagement in February by a very good friend that I've known for a long time. And I said yes, obviously. And I usually never come home in February. My parents lived in North Carolina. And I've spoken in a lot of places, but I hadn't spoken in my hometown. So this was the first time I was speaking in my hometown. And my parents and we went out to dinner like we normally do. Ever since I left home almost 30 years ago, we went out to dinner, had a great time. I had a great time at the speaking engagement. And my dad, before I left, we stood in the living room and he took this picture holding my book, Rewrite Your Story. Well, little did I know that that would be the last picture I would have with my dad. The last one. And I'm sharing that with you not to make you sad, but to wake you up to the fact that had I not said 7 years prior, yes, to that call that I knew I had on my life to do something beyond corporate America. It wasn't that I hated my job. I just knew that there were skills and talents that I had and gifts that weren't able to be expressed in corporate America. Had I not said yes to stepping into that space and hiring a coach, hiring a business coach to launch my life coaching practice, learning how to speak on stage. I went to, Lisa Nichols Speaking Right to Make Millions like 5 years ago. If I hadn't done that, then I wouldn't have said yes to that speaking engagement, and I wouldn't have had that picture that ended up being the final picture with me and my daddy. I wouldn't have had it. And I'm sharing that with you because there's something for you on the other side of your yes. On the other side of you saying yes. And if you're watching me and you're still watching, there's something in you that you want. You guys have watched me post pictures where I'm working out. Maybe that's your something that God is saying, you know what? You got to get your temple in order. I'm giving you another chance to get healthy. Or maybe it's you see me holding up this book and I'm saying that you can get it for free from today until the 31st. Maybe you're saying, you know what? I've always wanted to write a book. Maybe it's finding the love of your life. I don't know what it is for you, but I know if you're still watching me, it's something. All right? And I don't want you to start thinking so much about how. We can get so wrapped around, how am I going to do that? Oh my gosh, where's the money going to come from? Where's the time going to come from? How do I add another thing to my list? I already have my kids. I have my husband. I have my job. I have church. I have the sorority. I have, whatever you have going on. I want you to get in a quiet place and really hear from God what you need to do in 2018. And then I want you to step into it. you can rewrite your story. And so I want to invite you to take another step. You know, in addition to downloading this book today, and listen, share this video with your friends, anyone you know who needs to rewrite their story. I want you to share this with them so they can get this free book on Amazon.com from today until the 31st. And then I am also going to do a Rewrite Your Story workshop. And that also is going to be in tribute to my dad. Another story about him: when I started my coaching practice 7 years ago, and I would do these calls like this. Like, there are a lot of people on here now, but I would do calls like, not like Facebook Live, but I'd do teleseminars, right? And I'd send out the invitation just like I'm inviting you guys, and no one would show up. And so the software that I used, you needed at least one other person to show up in order for me to record my coaching calls. So my dad would be the person I would get to call in, and he would always ask, how did it go? And I go, Daddy, no one called in. And with as much excitement as if a million people called in, he said, well, that's great. You just got to keep going. At least you got in some great practice. And we would do that week after week after week, and he would be the only person on my calls. And so now I'm grateful to say that I get people literally from around the world. And so this Saturday, I am going to be doing a Rewrite Your Story coaching workshop. And it's totally complimentary because I sincerely and genuinely want you guys to rewrite your story. You know, I've gone through some difficult things. In addition to losing my dad, that alone would be enough. But I'm going to talk about how you can, with God's help, do all things, and that His amazing grace and mercy has the ability to help you rewrite your story. All right. And that's what I'm going to walk you through. So hopefully by then you'll have the book, because it's free. There is no reason you guys can't download the book. And then join me on Saturday, and I'm going to go through some key chapters in this book that I think will serve and support you and elevate you beyond excitement to equipping you with the tools and the skills and the mindset that you need to go into 2018 so that you can go from talking about all this stuff that you know God has in your heart to actually walking into it in 2018. All right. So you got 2 steps. Download this book, and I'm going to put the link below for you to join the coaching call on Saturday. And I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm also just humbled by all that God has done and is doing. And I know the same can happen to you, that sometimes our tears and our seasons of grief are actually transportation to the next season God has for us. And He knows in His infinite wisdom that we could not make it in the next season that's around the corner without developing the character to stand in the strong winds and storms of things like loss and disappointment. So hey, Tawanda, she says, I'm ready to walk too much talking about it. It's time to make it come to pass. Yes, Tawanda. So I hope to see you on Saturday. Download the book. Hey, Alice, good to see you. Hey, Charlene. Hey, Juanita. So that's all I have for you guys. I'll hold on a second and see if you have any questions. I'm going to post the link below this video for you to get and rewrite your story. I'm going to share some stuff I haven't shared, but it's all in the book. But I'll allow you guys to ask me questions. I've gotten so many emails about how do you date after divorce. I've gotten emails about surviving, losing a pregnancy, in vitro, lots of stuff. I don't want to go through it in this video, but I'm going to share it, and I'm grateful to share it, and I'm grateful to package it as a tribute to my father, who would be so incredibly proud that here I am on December 28th. I got to say, full of joy. I am. And we had a wonderful Christmas. Of course, I missed him terribly. But I was able to, with God's grace, miss him this year and also have a lot of fun. So anyway, I just want to, Charlene says, that's me too. All right. So ladies, if you are tired of talking about it, then okay, come on and join me. And just know that I'm bringing my all to this, as I do every time I'm called to talk about this. And this is something early this morning that was just placed on my heart as a way to close this year and to give a tribute and to give a piece of my dad's heart to all of you that I know is in me. He was a big giver. He loved to give to people and help people. But he also was someone who was like, okay, they got to get it for themselves at some point. And so I'm going to give you some things that will equip you and empower you so that you have more than just excitement about 2018, because that's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. All right. So you guys, I will, Lee says this is confirmation of what I've been doing since October. I look forward to seeing it all come to fruition. All right. Well, you have to let me know what that means, okay? Hey, Ashanti. All right, guys. So I hope to see you on Saturday in the class. You can join from anywhere in the world. I have international numbers now, so you can dial in. And don't forget to download the book and share it. It'll be free until Sunday, to the last day of this year. So from today to the last day, you can rewrite your story. All right. God bless, and thank you so much for watching. All right. Take care. Bye.